this is a great question from Kenny Chan. What is the best way to balance blood sugar or resolve insulin resistance? In order to answer that question, we have to identify the root causes for abnormal blood sugar levels and not just rectify or attack the symptoms such as high blood sugar or the inability of the cells to take up insulin that carries sugar into the cells, which is called insulin resistance. So to look at what causes insulin resistance or high blood sugar, we shouldn't just look at sugar consumption. Obviously, sugar consumption in excess can lead to such conditions, but we should also look at other factors that are hardly ever mentioned or never mentioned by the medical industry. That is the consumption of animal proteins. And if you look at in any book of physiology and anatomy, you'll find that insulin is heavily involved in the removal of amino acids or synthesis of amino acids that are produced when you digest foods that are basically protein foods. So when amino acids are made available to the body from the digestion of protein foods, your body needs insulin in order to accomplish this synthesis. The more proteins you consume, the more insulin you require. In fact, if you eat a steak, an animal, from a cow, you require far more insulin than you would if you consumed 12 teaspoons of sugar. So there's just no comparison. Anything that stimulates the body, in addition to that, we know that meat is a very powerful stimulant. You require insulin to meet that stimulation because stimulation means you require sugar in order to respond. Any fight or flight response in the body, for example, requires a lot of sugar. Eating meat requires a strong immune response in the gut, and that requires energy. To fulfill the need for additional energy, your body has to take the energy from any ingested food or from the bloodstream and resupply it into the bloodstream, and that requires a lot of insulin to deliver that extra sugar to the cells so that they can meet the demand that results from the stimulation. So once again, it's not such a clear-cut thing. Sugar increases blood sugar. The biggest cause of increased insulin resistance is meat consumption, animal protein consumption, because of the high stimulation and because of the increased demand for insulin that will basically make the cells more and more sensitive to insulin. This is a protective effect. The diabetes is not a disease, it's a protective mechanism that sets in when there's far too much insulin available. Insulin can cause cancer, so if you produce too much of this hormone, insulin, then this is a leading cause for cell mutation and cancer growth. So you want to keep your insulin secretion at the level that the body can handle it. If you make too much insulin, the cells will try to shut the doors for that insulin to come in to deliver the sugar, and so the doors are closed, and therefore the sugar is building up in the bloodstream, and that can be identified through tests that show that you have a higher blood sugar level than normal. So this is more or less a protective mechanism for the cells to avoid too much insulin exposure, so these cells don't become cancerous. the net side effect is that you have high blood sugar. So when you take this, when you understand that mechanism, it makes it easier to deal with the root causes of the insulin resistance or diabetes, resulting diabetes, than just suppressing the symptom, which is high blood sugar, which can make matters actually worse. So that's why we have such high complications when you take a drug that lowers the blood sugar. These drugs are very dangerous. They can cause brain damage and heart disease and many other issues that are now known, well known because of scientific research that has been done on those drugs. I recommend that you take recourse to natural ways of dealing with high blood sugar, besides changing the diet, avoiding animal proteins and high sugar, corn syrup products, soft drinks, sweets, your foods that are high in white flour, pastry, cookies, and so on, and use natural sweeteners if you like honey or palm sugar or coconut sugar instead of regular sugar, which doesn't cause these same sugar spikes. And to take recourse to exercise. Exercise has been shown to be a very effective way in lowering the blood sugar, far more effective than medication can be. And so when you exercise, you actually require more sugar to leave the bloodstream to get into the muscles, and so your body will therefore lower the blood sugar quite naturally. A similar effect is accomplished by exposing the body to the sun on a regular basis, sunbathing, and even exercising in the sun has even a stronger effect in reducing or balancing the blood sugar levels. There are many scientific research studies done on the effect of sunshine and the resulting vitamin D production in the body that in itself has a immune balancing effect and a blood sugar balancing effect, and it also helps to strengthen the pancreas and the insulin producing capacity of pancreatic cells. So there are natural things you can do through diet, lifestyle changes, sleep patterns. We now know that if you sleep from between 10 and 6 o'clock in the morning, get a good 8 hours sleep, you will balance the blood sugar level quite naturally. Going to bed late after 11, 12, 1 o'clock in the evening will upset your blood sugar levels. There are things that I've written in my book Timeless Secrets of Health and Rejuvenation about it. You can read up on it, and it's basically self-explanatory, but it's very important that we stop the epidemic of diabetes that is engulfing this country. It's not a disease, it's a metabolic disorder that is caused by the lifestyle and dietary abnormalities that we have fallen into collectively, that we are no longer capable of living healthy lives. Anything that puts toxins in the body can affect the immune system and the blood regulating mechanisms of the liver. I always recommend that anyone who has blood sugar issues to do the liver and gallbladder flushes. Many people who do them find that automatically the body's blood sugar mechanisms, regulating mechanisms, become normalized indirectly. Just cleaning out the blood, making the liver more effective in dealing with proteins and sugars, because basically all sugars have to be converted by the liver. If the liver is not capable of removing or converting glucose into complex sugar reserves in the body and storing them, then obviously you would have too much sugar in the bloodstream. So cleaning out the liver bile ducts, which enhances the liver's ability to deal with sugar properly without leaving a surplus of the sugar in the bloodstream, is very effective. So sunshine, exercise, diet, lifestyle style changes, sleeping at the regular normal hours of the night. These are very powerful ways of making sure that the blood sugar is normal and you don't have the insulin resistance leading up to diabetes.